Hello, cool folks. Good morning. Welcome to our asynchronous or online modality of teaching here at Aklan State University. And welcome to our topic this morning, the market and customer analysis. And before we proceed to this, I would like to share you first the opportunity na pwede nating ma-take advantage sa UBI. So what's new in Pinas? Now, according to the DTI or the Department of Trade and Industry, they recorded an export shipment of 3.6 million US dollar that was exported all throughout the world. So it started from a low-cost ice shavings flavoring to jam jars called home from Baguio City. Ubi has long been a familiar favorite of the Filipino table. Even during New Year, gustong-gusto natin maganda ng ubi for prosperity. And the same time, pag ngayon, mainit yung panahon, we are fond of eating halo-halo. Many Filipinos are uh, clinged to eat more ubi flavored cakes, pastries, and many more. So because of that, a global demand for healthier, more visually striking food options grows. The once humble root crop is poised to take on a new role. The Philippines' next export stand out. So ngayon may hype. There is a global hype. Alam naman natin na sa Pilipinas, magaling tayo. We Filipinos are very competitive individuals. And Filipinos are all scattered all around the world, lalo na sa Latin America, sa Americas, sa Middle East, na our population, Filipino population, or migrant population there are also increasing and they bring our culture there. No? At yung culture natin na mahilig tayo sa sweet, mahilig tayo kumain ng ube. And as dessert, hindi lang siya spreads, yung palaman sa tinapay na nag-start doon sa Baguio from Shepherd na brand. But also we are creating halaya na nilalagay natin sa halo-halo. And because of this global trend, there is an opportunity that we can see or we can take advantage of this ube. Now, pwede tayong magtanim ng ube dito sa Aklan. Lalo na if meron kayong mga pinamana dyan na mga lupa, na mga magulang ninyo, ng mga lolo-lola ninyo, or kahit may mga nakakita kayo ng mga nakatiwangwang na mga lupain dyan na pwedeng rentahan for plantation ng ube, pwede nating i-take advantage. And alam ko na kayo, you have done a lot, no? You have gone to a lot of trainings, marunong na kayo mag-process ng food, and very creative ang Filipinos. Marami tayong pwedeng gawin. We could create a value adding of this opportunity sa pag-create lang ng ube na based product. So hopefully we could take advantage of this opportunity and sana lahat tayo ay masenso sa buhay. So let's now proceed to our main topic, the market and customer analysis. Diba? I already opened that there is a market opportunity with in the ube market. So sa inyo, let's connect this opportunity naman for you as small business startup. No? So for the market research, bakit nag-open up ako ng opportunity na yan? I introduced that what we call industry or environmental scanning. And it's part of marketing research. Environmental scanning, we need to take a look. Ano pa yung hype ngayon sa ibang bansa? Ano pa yung hype ngayon sa Pilipinas? no, na pwede nating ma-take advantage. According to Kotler, which is the marketing guru, marketing is a science and art of exploring, creating a value, and satisfying the needs and wants of a market at a profit. Now, we cannot satisfy the needs and wants of a market and we cannot take advantage their money kung hindi tayo nagre-research. So marketing research is the systematic collection and analysis of data about customers, competitors, and the market environment. So we have three no, variables here, no? Analysis of data, four, systematic collection and analysis. So systematic collection and analysis, this is same process with our basic research, no, or applied researches. We create a pool, research objectives. Ano ba yung gusto nating accomplish? No? Ano ba yung gusto nating malaman? We need to start on that question first. And then analyze. When we already get a respondent from the market based on our objectives, we analyze the data. Now, ano ba yung sinasabi ng overall market? Ano ba yung gusto nilang i-emphasize? No? And this is telling the customer. The customer is our primary target market. No? Sila yung may capacity to buy and the willingness to avail our product and services. Now, competitor. These are the players in the market. Ano ba yung ginagawa nila? Ano ba yung ginagawa nila sa market? Ano ba yung ino-offer nila? No, why is that many people are clinging, no? Or why are many people are loves to avail or purchase their products and services doon sa market arena. Yeah, so market arena refers to the an area in the market where there is a presence of customers and there is a buyer. So that's market environment. Now, ano ba yung importansya nito sa negosyo ninyo? Una-una, pag alam natin or when we conduct our market research, it reduces the risk. Kasi alam na natin kung anong ginagawa ng competitor natin, no? Alam natin kung ano yung gusto ng customer natin. So when we know already those needs and wants and also the strategy of our competitors, we can recreate, no, or we can formulate our own strategy para hindi tayo ma-carried away or hindi tayo ma-apektuhan ng competitors. Now, at the same time, we are still on track of satisfying the needs and wants of our customers. Next is identifies customer needs and preferences. Yun nga, dapat malaman natin kung ano yung gusto nila. Ano ba yung gusto nila na about the product, ano ba yung gusto na ma-fulfilled or ma-satisfy. And next is helps in pricing and product decisions. So pricing could be uh, economical pricing. Pwede tayong gumamit na value pricing. No? Kung wala namang maraming competitors in the market na that offers the product, no, na pwede nating take advantage of the opportunity. Pwede tayong magbenta ng mas mahal. Yung mga value-based pricing kasi, dito naman pumapasok yung novelty of the product. So, ano ba yung novel sa product mo na hindi, I mean, wala sa customer, wala sa competitors na gusto ng ng customer ninyo. And support strategic planning. When we already know the needs and wants of the customer, at ano yung galawan ng competitors natin, alam natin kung saan, ano yung gagawin natin. Especially sa marketing. Kasi ang marketing, ah, although ito yung expense department ng isang kumpanya, ito rin ay isang importanteng area ng isang negosyo. Kasi kung wala kang marketing, di strong ang marketing mo, hindi mo makakapture yung data na kailangan mo. Hindi ka makakapag ah, introduce, no? Hindi ka ng new product. Um, sa marketing, we have four goals of marketing kasi, no? The awareness, build interest, in trial, make the product available, and to encourage people to have a repeat purchase. So, yan yung goals ng marketing. And that is very important na thing in the business kasi without persuading people to buy or avail your product and services, then mag-i-end na yung demand for the product, resulting na ah magkakaroon ng failure sa business. No. Also, sa marketing, importante din na maging available yung product mo. So, dito naman papasok yung distribution channel. Okay? Yung distribution channel. Meron kang product, hindi naman siya available sa area, sa customer mo. Hindi naman siya accessible. Hindi masarap yung product mo, hindi alam ng customer na meron kang product, so wala kang advertising, wala kang awareness and promotion. Okay? Masarap yung product mo, maganda yung services mo, but people are not interested to buy, no? They haven't attempted to create a trial purchase or trial on your services. So, wala rin. And yun yung part ng marketing. Yun yung trabaho ng marketing. So, paano natin makukuha naman or paano tayo kukuha ng data sa market research? So, una-una, according to source of data, this classification depends on whether you are collecting new data or using existing information. Uh, so, we have the primary and secondary. So, sa primary, collecting fresh original data directly from your target market. You own this data and can tailor it to specific business questions. So the best example to this is surveys, interviews, focus group discussions, and observational studies. Ang survey, very common. Halos ginagawa to ng lahat ng mga businesses. No? And mas madali kasi makapag-gather ng data through survey. But syempre, if we narrow down our respondent who doon tayo magkakaroon ng katalunan, no? Doon tayo magtatalo. Kasi if the respondent is not qualified, you need to find another respondent. So the narrower your objective in the market research, the more expensive it will be kasi alam naman natin that when we gather data, we need to have an numerator, yung mga data collector sa field. And mahal yung bayad sa mga data collector in the field. Um, Meron tayong mga apps na ginagamit ngayon. This is available now in the market. We have the Survey Monkey. The Survey Monkey is a platform, paid platform siya. Sorry, paid application, no? Kung saan mag-input ka lang doon ng mga question mo and automatically when the respondent already input their answers or the data regarding to the questions na being asked, automatic, may real-time ka na data, no, o result. Makikita mo siya, naka-summarize na siya, naka, meron na siyang activity, yan. Ah, and na-trim down na yung mga ibang or na-filtered out na yung mga ibang unnecessary information. Yan yung kagandahan sa technology ngayon. Ang interviews, ito is sometimes biased, no, and sometimes unbiasedness. But kailangan mo lang sa mga interviews na mag very ano ka lang, dapat um, sakto yung pagpili mo ng respondent na interview, no? Kung hindi rin kasi kung bias kasi yung or yeah, the bias yung respondent mo, magkakaroon ka rin ng problema kasi hindi mo makukuha yung exact detail or objective na gusto mo makuha. Focus group, eto nasa 7 to 9 yung kailangan mo dito and you will be inviting your respondent in a confined environment, meaning sa isang meeting room, boardroom, which is comprises a different age bracket, no, with or different type of preferences. No, kung mag-launch ka, for example, ng isang product na sabon, no, hygienic na sabon, hygienic care na sabon. And then you should invite who are the users, potential users para sa ganyang klaseng sabon. So you need to invite more people, no, from different facets of life. No, so meaning you have the Gen Z, the Gen Y, no, the baby boomers, yan, the ano pa, and many more. Maraming klaseng age bracket eh. Iba-iba kasi silang generation at iba-iba rin preferences nila. And when you consolidate the data, doon mo malalaman kung ano ba yung gusto ng majority of the people na gagamit, potential na gagamit nito. So for example, many are interested to use the soap in the millennials na category. Then doon ka mag-focus, no? Hindi mo pwedeng insist na yung product mo to other subset of the market or some other market segment kasi masusunog ka doon, no? You will be spending a lot of marketing campaign, marketing expenses on a market na hindi naman siya potential target market mo. And also, when you already conducted a market research, pwede ka na makapag-identify ng buyer's persona mo. Okay, the buyer's persona are the potential buyer of your product. Sila yung potential buyer of your product na may ganyan, na may iba't ibang klase ng personalities na sa customer, ng personalities about your product. Secondary research. Analyzing pre-existing data that has already been compiled, organized, and published by others is often faster and more budget-friendly. Examples, government reports, industry journals, academic papers, and competitors' websites. So, di ba kanina nag-present ako sa inyo ng report coming from the DTI or the Department of Trade and Industry. Okay, so doon, they said that 3 point something million US dollar ang sa ubi export ng Pilipinas in 2025. So that is reliable data na, okay. So if there is in export and there is a demand and there is still a growing demand, then we could take advantage of that opportunity. Pwede naman kayong mag-rely on the secondary research na mga or secondary data in case-to-case basis, no? Meaning, hindi mo siya pwedeng sabihin na ito lang yung i-rely mo na data kasi hindi rin siya complete. So, kailangan din meron pa rin tayong primary research or primary source of data na according talaga doon sa ating target market or sa our customers talaga. Ano ba yung gusto talaga ng customers dyan? Okay? But it is also a good and reliable source of data. Etong mga government reports and other industry journals kasi this is already undergone to the various research firms, no, and actual data na galing sa reports. So, pwede siyang maging reliable. Okay? Like, itong data, ginagamit natin ito to the macro environment perspective. Okay? So, sa macro environment perspective, this captures all phases ng industry. But if we want to go into the micro environment, doon talaga nakafocus sa customer natin, how about our uh, company, dapat doon tayo mag-rely sa primary search. Okay? By nature of information. So this distinguishes between numerical data and descriptive insights. So we have quantitative and qualitative. Sa quantitative, usually, focus on gathering numerical data for statistical analysis to identify trends and patterns at scale. It answers questions like how many and how often. So the methods na ginagamit natin dito is structured survey, Pulse and Web Analytics. So, yung mga Web Analytics natin, pwede natin gamitin to when we have already a Facebook page, no, a website na yan na malalaman natin ilan bang tao yung nag-visit sa website ko? Ilang tao ba yung na-engage sa mga post ko? Okay? When I post, anong oras ba sila active? No, ilang lalaki, ilang babae, anong age level? Sa ano ba yung mga interest nila? Kasi usually we could get it on the Facebook na sa Meta. When I was in the industry, sa Meta makikita natin. No? Pero syempre wala na ako sa industry. So yung yung aking access to that several pages na yung nandala namin dati, wala na rin po. Na yun. So for the qualitative research, explores non-numerical insights to understand the why and how behind consumer motivations and behavior. It provides depth and context that numbers cannot. Methods in-depth interviews, natin, focus group, and open-ended survey questions. So when we say open-ended, no, magtatanong ka lang and bahala na yung respondent natin mag-feel kung ano ba yung nasa sa loobin nila. What's in your mind, sabi nga ni Facebook. In-depth interviews that you have already established a number set of your question. You have already an interview guide, meron kang recorder, may enumerator, and sige ka lang question, and then you encode or someone encode and someone record. Focus group, yung sabi ko kanina, you gather a group of people with different coming from different phases of life, um, so that it will be well represented. By research objective, ano ba ang klaseng research yung gusto mo? You go to the exploratory, descriptive, causal, or predictive research. For the exploratory, use in early stages to define a problem or investigate new trends when little information is available. Okay, so you explore research usually pag wala or ano siya, pag bago talaga yung product sa market. As in, wala talagang gumawa. Wala kang makitang secondary data na existing in the market. So, even, kunwari, gumawa ka ng Batuan ice cream, no? And for the Batuan ice cream, wala kang Ayan yung yung nasa idea mo, but one ice cream. Pero wala kang nakitang journal, no? Walang secondary data that proves ano ba yung chemical elements within presence in but one ice cream, no? Gaano ba siya magtatagal sa freezer? Ano ba yung temperature na magiging okay siya? At the same time, how about the acceptability of the people about that? Yun. So, there are many more. No? That's more on the exploratory. Sa descriptive naman, focuses on describing market characteristics such as demographics or consumer profiles. So, dito, alamin natin no, yung characteristics. So, sometimes nakukuha natin ito sa polls no, or surveys and sa mga qualitative na mga modalities of research. And so mga open-ended questions, interviews, yan sa descriptive. Ano bang meron sa ganyan? Ano bang opportunity for that? The causal research naman aims to establish cause and effect relationship often through A and B testing or experiments. Will a price change impact sales? Yan. So sa causal research, if you're familiar with the how to use the page, no, the meta. When you post a reel there, or yeah, a reel or a video, i-reproduce nila yan sa A and B testing. So the algorithm will post it on the best time that most of your consumer watches or engage in your page. And then magsasuggest siya si A and B. Okay. During the testing, etong oras siya. So, diyan makikita natin. Also, we are, when I am still in the industry, may ginagamit kaming term na, that's a jargon sa industry. Usually, yung mga industry kasi gumagamit ng iba-ibang jargon as to simplify the terminologies of uh, activity or processes. So we are using beta testing. Okay, when we say beta testing, we when we launch a product to the market, we usually identify stores kung saan may potential yung isang particular product. We select stores and then we sell the product a new product to the market. And ano yung result noon will justify whether we sell the product onto the market, to the general market, or we will abort the product. Or during beta testing, we gather feedback from the customers to the store and to the channels, distribution channel. Ano ba yung feedback ng mga customer to the product regarding to the product characteristic, to the price, yun. And we have predictive research, lastly, uses historical data and statistical algorithms to project future market trends and consumer behaviors. So, sorry. For the predictive research naman, we are using mga historical data, especially when you are already in the market for quite too long, no? May mga data ka na, and then yung mga algorithms naman kasi na to, makikita mo yan along the way. Ano ba yung upward trend? Is there a trend ba na nangyayari all throughout the years? Ano ba yung acceptance ng consumer regarding to the product na in-offer ninyo? When is the best time to sell the product? When is the best time to loosen up? When is the best time to focus your advertising spending para hindi ka ma-burn properly to the market. Kasi, yun nga, paulit-ulit ko lang sasabihin na Yung marketing kasi is an expense department. So, everything that you spend to the marketing, dapat by objective siya. So, hindi ka pwedeng mag-spend alone, like, wala kang objective or hindi mo alam kung ano ba yung gusto mong atakihin. Like, if you want to have to retain a customer, then you focus your objective in creating a pool of loyal customers. So maraming pwedeng gawin doon. Um, if you want to dispose naman a product immediately, kasi marami kayong production output na nakatenga and malapit na yung mga expiring, no? O malapit near to expire na siya, then you go to the promotional side. Kasi ang marketing, naka-split siya sa dalawa, no? We are focused on the market promotions and sales promotions or awareness in the sales promotion. Last, number 4, by specific focus area. Competitor research. Gusto mong alamin kung yung ginagawa ng competitors mo, no? What are they doing? Ano ba yung ginagawa ng customers mo sa competitors mo? Evaluating rival strategies, strengths, and weaknesses, differentiate your own brand. Product research, testing if a product solves the real problems and identifying which features customer value most before or after a launch. So sa product research naman ito yung pinaka-importante naman. Sa product research, medyo broad siya in a sense that you need to fully capture the customers. Um, to fully capture the customers. And uh, yung ano ba yung mga sentiments ng customers, no? Yung mga preferences ng customers, yung mga gusto ng mga customers. And that. Sa brand research, measuring awareness, perception, and loyalty to manage how your company is viewed in the market. Sa brand research naman. Sa brand research, wala tayong ginagamit na product. Sometimes, yung mga nagawa ko dati, na yung mga research na napag na-conduct namin with our commission na mga survey research firms, gina-merge na naman ang competitors, product research, and brand. No? And this customer segmentation research, pwede siyang emerge into create, kasi nag-overlap man lang naman yung mga questions all throughout the the research research na questionnaire. So makikita mo how do you usually dito sa brand research, measuring awareness, perception, and loyalty to manage how your company is viewed in the market. Dito, usually the question is open-ended. Open-ended. And when, for example, now, when you ask this, what is, uh, ganito yung question, no, sample question. When it comes to a loaf bread products, no, what brand usually comes into your mind? So that's a sample question, but we could refine the question into a more focused, no, or a concise na question. And the moment that the customer, no, answer, kasi wala ka namang choices, na pag sinabi niya, bread and butter, okay, siyempre, ganun. So pag sinabi niya bread and butter, yung top of the mind in the na nabanggit niya. Okay? So that would be that top of the mind na answer ng respondents. So meaning that brand is has already a strong positioning, has a strong positioning inside the mind of the target market. Ito pala yung top of the mind of my customer. And the next answer niya, and then you have to create a follow-up question na what else? Okay? So sa mga what other brands do you think? So that would be on the second, third, fourth na mga ano na siya, na segment or question. So pag result nito, eto na yung magiging uh, eto na yung result niya. Eto na yung magiging basis mo. Okay. I have a strong positioning, a brand positioning in the market. So I could consider no, na ako yung number one on that particular product category. Okay? Next is customer segmentation research, dividing a broad market into distinct subgroups based on shared characteristics to refine targeting. Um, we all know sa Marketing 101 natin, the STP. Uh, sa STP, we have segmentation, targeting, and positioning. So sa segmentation pa lang natin, this anchor to um, uh, different market. No? Una-una, demographics, psychographics, social graphics, etc. and many more. So, doon natin malalaman, okay, sino ba yung, ano bang mga customers yung may interest to this particular na product? Ano ba yung characteristic nila? Ano ba yung edad nila? Ano ba yung perception nila towards a particular product, etc. Okay, so that's more on that. Okay, and that's more on the specific focus or area. Okay, so we have steps in market research. First, you need to define the problem. What do you want to, what are you trying to solve? Ano ba yung gusto nyo? Gusto mo bang malaman kung anong level of sweetness, no, yung gusto ng customer? 50% sugar, 75, 100% sugar. Okay. Number two, develop research objectives. So develop research objectives. Um, dito nakafocus naman, ano-ano pa yung gusto mong malaman, no? Regarding to regarding to the market, no? Ano ba yung gusto mo pang malaman? Sorry. Yan. So gusto mong what type of flavor, no? What kind of pricing, yan. Ano ba yung texture na gusto nila sa product, no? Ano ba yung gusto nila sa packaging, how do they engage, no? And collect the data. Ito yung pinakamadugo na part kasi ang data collection, ang hirap maghanap ng respondents. And that is the veracity of life. Ang hirap talaga. Even when I took my master's degree, ang hirap kasi ang title ko sa to is more on the interest of the ICT businesses towards the setting up of a BPO in Kalibo, Aklan. So, ang hirap maghanap ng mga BPO ng mga middle managers, na even the top executive, ang hirap. So, medyo doon ako na hirapan. So, the more narrow ang imong objectives, and the more it will become complicated. Okay? Pero syempre, the focus naman natin on this lesson is the simple lang naman, the how to conduct a market research. Now, once you already have the enough number of respondents to your research, now you analyze the data. Sa analyze the data, okay? And then you interpret and present findings. So dito na, no, lalabas, no, yung findings. Ano ba yung nakuha mo during the research process? Ah, and the findings, whether it is a positive or negative, dapat i-adhere mo yon as an honor. No, kasi whatever the negative, dun ka magpo-focus on how to improve your product, services, and other operations. No? And ang positive naman, ito yung magiging strength mo. No? This will serve as your basis on how to properly improve your product and services in the future, that so that you could create, no, more na process, you could create more share in the market. Always remember, effective market research enables entrepreneurs to align their offerings with customer demand and market trends. So, yan. So, kailangan, no, simple lang, interview ka ng mga customer mo, simple na survey, forms, simple na mga customer asking for customer feedback will really help your operations, no, to become more uh, relevant, no, and that you will and that you could take advantage of the opportunity in the market. Let's go to the customer profiling and value proposition. Customer profiling involves identifying and describing the target customers. Key variables is the demographic, geographic, psychographic, behavioral. No? So sa demo, age, gender, income, geo, location, saan ba nanggagaling yung customer mo. Psychographic, ano ba yung lifestyle niya, ano ba yung interest niya. Behavioral, buying habits, loyalty. So this is more about complex, no? This is more about the marketing talaga. Sa marketing na subject, medyo napaka-broad talaga siya. And hopefully, natakal na rin ito ng mga previous professors. What is value proposition? A value proposition explains why customers should choose your product. Okay? Ano ba yung value proposition mo? Ano bang meron yung product mo na wala sa ibang product? And that I, as a customer, will choose your product against the other. Okay? So, customer problem or need, unang-una. Pangalawa, product service solution. Pangatlo, unique benefits. Pangapat, differentiation from competitors. Yan. So, yun. Ano bang meron yung product mo na wala yung ibang customer? And always remember, no? Hindi ang imong mga product, even how good it is, even how novel it is, even how innovative it is according to you, no, as an inventor, as a producer. No? Pag wala namang need sa market, wala ring kwenta yan. Okay? Gumawa ka ng isang saranggola. No? For example, no, gumawa ka ng isang saranggola na that can that has a capability to fly in the sky na kahit low lang yung air. Pero pero no, bawal magpalipad ng saranggola within your vicinity. So parang sayang agad yung ideya. But as an entrepreneur, you should always take a look. at the back of the problem. Kung bawal dyan, hanap tayo ng ibang market. Okay? Hanap tayo ng ibang possible market. Baka pwede sa China ibenta yan. Ang saranggola. Baka pwede yan sa Germany. Baka pwede yan sa bundok ibenta. Kasi when you fly a kite here in Calibo, bawal siya. No? Kasi ano siya, bawal siya near the airport. No? Na sasagap siya ng radar. So, na nagiging nagiging problema siya on the aviation part. So, kaya hindi siya pwedeng dito sa Calima area. And the value proposition will serve as your strength, no, of your product. Ito yung maging strength ng product mo na hanap-hanapin ka or hahanap-hanapin yung product mo. Another example, affordable, eco-friendly laundry detergent for budget-conscious household. So, yan yung example. Um, Pwedeng affordable. I remember the case study of Surf against Bonox. Okay? Bonox and Mr. Clean. Okay? Ang Bonox and Mr. Clean is a product of Procter & Gamble, Philippines. And ang Surf naman is product of Unilever, Philippines. Okay? Ang mga competitor in the laundry detergent naman that time is si Champion. Yan. Uh, Champion, Sir, Tide, Ariel, Bonox, Mr. Clean, Breeze. Yan yung mga market player or brands, laundry detergent brands na market. However, during that time, uh, si Mr. Clean has already sliding in the category in the market. Ang Ariel kasi and Tide caters premium market. Ang kontra niya sa Unilever is the Breeze. Ang Breeze medyo palugi or sorry, medyo mahina siya. Ang Surf ang nagiging cash cow ng Unilever. Yung Surf naman nito, very strong siya kasi unang-una during the 2000, mga late 2000 to 2015, mga on that era, no. Mura lang yung Surf. As far as I remember, yung isang 100 gram na sabon ng Surf is only 4 pesos. Okay? 4 pesos lang siya. And ang Tide that time is mahal na, nasa 7 pesos. 7, Ariel is 9 pesos. So, in terms of the usage, ang volume user of the user are in the 4 pesos. No? Kasi hindi pa kasi that most of the Filipinos are below the middle income class na category, market category. No? There is certain level of income threshold for that category naman. And then, maraming gumagamit ng Surf na bareta and powder. And then, syempre, they already created attraction in the market. Sila na yung number one to the market. And then, ang market ng Mr. Clean already declining. No? So, the Procter & Gamble later on phased out the product, the Mr. Clean, and then they launch a new product which is Bonox. Okay, ang Bonox, it was as far as I remember, it is being uh, launched in the television sa Itbulaga, no, sa Showtime that time, and in other sa prime time and na mga primetime media. prime time na time slot para so that to create more awareness, to create attraction in the market. However, grabe na yung positioning ng and loyalty na na-build ng Surf that even the Monarchs later on na winidraw na lang ng Procter and Gamble kasi it doesn't create attraction in the market. So that's more on the positioning and that's how important positioning is. Okay? Sabi ng Procter and Gamble, okay, we will focus on the Tide, no, and Ariel and improve our market share by uh, encouraging more people to use to use a Tide and Ariel na infused with Downy. So mabango na siya. So hindi mo na kailangan mag fabric conditioner sa tuwing naglalabay ka. And then doon na lang sila nag-focus and then si Surf naman nag-focus na rin siya sa Surf. Sa Unilever sorry, nag-focus sa Surf. And it is now one of the biggest market share sa laundry detergent na market. Ayun lang, kwento ko lang naman siya regarding to the rivalry against Surf and against the Surf and the Bonox, which was studied as a part of the case study namin during my uh, industry time. Yan. Meron din tayo dito, Krispy Kreme na value proposition. Ito is a business ng friend. Yan. So, marami ng Krispy Kreme sa Aklan. And yung Krispy Kreme naman, yung positioning niya is budget conscious, no? Na market. Yung mga tao na konti lang yung budget nila para sa pagkain. So, mostly, yung mga estudyante, yan, yung mga nagmamadali na umuwi ng bahay, basta nasa lower C market. Ito yung value proposition ng market ng Krispy Kreme. Kasi at the price of 62 pesos, may full meal na ikaw. May isang chicken na ikaw, may isang rice na ikaw. Yan. Positioning ng Krispy Kreme. Baka naman, Ma'am Karen. Okay, so eto franchise value proposition. Ito siya, for potential investors, the value proposition lies in a proven low risk business model. Nasa 500,000 ang kanilang franchise investment. ROI 6 to 12 months. So within 1 year, may ROI ka na. And continuous support. Same with other franchise ng mga negosyo. Meron silang training, evaluation, and operational troubleshooting support. Let's go to competitive analysis. Competitive analysis involves identifying competitors and evaluating their strengths and weaknesses. So we have four types. We have three types here of competitors. The direct, indirect, and phantom. Okay? So, sa direct, same target market, same consumer, similar same or same product. Okay? So, yan yung sa direct or head-to-head na competitor. For example, tinapay to tinapay, loaf bread to loaf bread. Okay? That's direct competitor or bake shop to bake shop. Sa indirect competitor naman, same lang yung target market ninyo if you are targeting the middle income class or lower C or upper D market. Same consumer need, gusto nilang mabusog no sa snacking area, sa snacking time. Pero they have different solution. So that yung sa una nating example, we have the loaf bread. Etong different solution naman, mga biscuit. no, or mga cookies. No, ito naman yung binebenta sa supermarket ng mga biscuit and mga cookies. Yan, yung rookie cookies. Yan. Uh, that's one of the example for the indirect competitor. Now, let's proceed to the phantom competitors. Phantom, this is same target market ninyo, same kayo lahat, pero iba yung binibenta niyong produkto. So, for example, offers a product or service that the consumer would rather spend money on instead of your product. No? So, we have the example here. The example is Red Ribbon. Direct competitors, Goldilocks and Trills Dempis. Dito sa Aklan, we have Bread and Butter, which is the industry na pinanggalingan ko dati. Indirect competitors, other dessert brands, select the ice cream, M&M's, candies, na mga pastry shops, yan, indirect competitors natin. Yung, ano nga yung ice cream kanina? But one ice cream, yan. And for the phantom competitors, phone load app subscription. Phone load. Meaning, yung sa mga, syempre, for example, no, ikaw is, bakal, ano ka, ang imo nga budget is 500 pesos. Okay. And, you are thinking sana to buy a cake para sa imo nga loved ones or sa birthday. And then, um, kaso, naubusan ikaw it data. So, magkano ang data? So, 50 pesos or ang 3 days is 75 and 7 days is 199 or more. So, instead nga mabakal ikaw, mabaho nga cake worth 500 pesos, yung bawasan mo yung budget, eh, 100 pesos for example or 50 pesos for example para makabakal ikaw load. No? So, instead, ang imong purchasing power is 500 pesos, naging ano na lang siya, naging 400 pesos na lang. So, dahil allocate mo ang imong mga budget sa phantom competitors. No? Now, let's proceed to the SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis, gas-gas na to. Alam na to. But, for information ng iba, SWOT analysis refers to strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. So, strength, identify what competitors do well. No? You need to know your internal. Let's focus on our internal. Ano ba yung strength ninyo as a competitor, as a business? Ano bang meron kayo no, that you think you are good at? No, you need to list down everything. And for the weaknesses, you need also to highlight where competitors fall short. Okay? Or this type kasi no is we are talking for the external and you could also relate it to the internal need. For the opportunities, look for market gaps or trends that can be exploited or pwede nato ma-explore. Uh, we have example, Airbnb identified an opportunity in the market for short-term, peer-to-peer rental accommodation which traditional hotels were not addressing. Ang Airbnb, nag-start siya sa isang ka-couple ng tourist yata, isang ka-tourist na nag-agto imaw sa Europe countries din na walang hotel accommodation into the area. There are some villas or mga rest houses na available in the area pero ah hindi siya for tourists talaga no, pang bahay lang siya. And then doon nag-spark yung idea na kinausap nila yung may-ari na Mana, can we rent your house for quite some times while we are still in your place? Parang ganon. And then for a certain fee. And then they created an app na, no? Na in which bridging the gap of tourism accommodation into the app and helping other neighborhood, no? Yung mga neighborhood, yung mga uh, industries to earn money from their own properties. Yan, doon nag-start ang Airbnb. You have a place, you have a good condition, you list, you apply sa Airbnb, you create a price, and then you deliver the service that the customer are asking. So that's more on the Airbnb. Threats naman recognize external factors that could pose challenges. Example, Netflix faces threats from emerging streamline platforms like Disney Plus and Amazon Prime Video. Pero yung story naman kasi ng Netflix, no, and Amazon and Disney is ang Disney na triggered lang naman sila and as well as the Amazon and not Geo na to because of the Netflix, no, and other app-based na mga subscription-based app, entertainment app, like Spotify, like, yung mga sa Korean na yan, yung mga app, I cannot, uh, recall the name, pero dyan siya nag-start. So, and also create ng traction itong Netflix during the pandemic, no, where cinemas are no longer accessible kasi bawal lumabas ng bahay as well as bawal din operate dahil sa mga GCQ, MCQ that time, no, bawal maghalubilo yung mga tao or magpulong-pulong sa isang lugar. Yan yung nangyari. And people are reprimand to go out and advised to go inside the house, no, premises. So, walang ginagawa yung mga tao. Anong gagawin nila? They watch YouTube, no, nagsabog yung watch hour ng YouTube that time. Maraming naging emerging vloggers, no, YouTubers, etc. They create more content. And then, eto, sabi ni Netflix, eto na yung time ko para maging bida. Yan. And then eventually after that GCQ that pandemic, hype of the pandemic, nag-follow na si Disney na yung mga ano nila, yung mga cartoon movies nila, yung mga movies nila, hindi na siya available lang sa cable TVs and theaters. They move to online. Yan. And same with the Amazon Prime Video. And marami pa to. Marami pang kwento dito ang area. Next is we have Porter's Five Forces. No, this is the threat of new entrants, bargaining power of buyers, bargaining power of suppliers, and rivalry among existing competitors. Yan. So, pag nagkaroon ng number of competitors, diversity of competitors, industry concentration, industry growth, quality differences, brand loyalty, barriers to exit switching costs. This is among the rivalry among existing competitors. For example, so layman terms natin. Anong gagawin mo pag nagkaroon ng bagong kakompetensya yung cookies mo? No, magpapanik ka ba? Kasi parehas kayong kamote-based cookies. Ano ba yung gagawin mo? No? So, you need to calm down. No, you need to watch out or you need to continuously develop your own product. Hindi pwedeng dyan ka lang. Okay? Next is threat of new entrants. Barriers barriers to entry, economies of scale, brand loyalty, um, capital requirements, cumulative experience, government policies, and many more. Yeah, so buyers and etc. So that's more on the competitive analysis now about the Porter's five forces. So here, the competitive analysis table, we have an example. We have competitor A and B. Yung strengthening A is strong brand siya, meaning nauna na siya sa market, meaning mahal na mahal siya ng mga customer. And regardless of price, hindi sensitive yung market kasi people will definitely buy their product regardless of the price. No, so example nito siguro dito si iPhone, no. And sa competitor B, si affordable, ito yung mga Huawei brand and other China brand na mga phone. For the weakness niya, high price, pricing, premium, market share high. And because strong na siya. Now, for the competitors naman, we have affordable, limited variety, low, and medium. So, mura ang pricing, limited variety. So, kung isang item lang, ano, medium, meaning, hindi ka, kung mga medium, siguro mga 20% pa yung market share mo or below that. And before we end our lessons, I would like to share you a quote. This one. Sabi ni W. Edwards Deming, ni ni Dr. Edwards Deming, without data, you're just another person with an opinion. Okay, so without opinion, with an opinion on, kasi you cannot claim without an evidence. So, dapat lahat ng claim natin, if we want to claim na we are the number one product in the market, dapat supported siya ng data. Dapat ang data galing sa research, no? Research base. Ang data dapat supported by an industry research firms, no? Like mga Pulse Asia, no? Publicus Asia, Kantar, ano pa. Huwag tayong magpapaniwala sa mga vlogger-vlogger lang, sa mga claim nila. Hindi po pwede. No. Dapat it is proven, it has numbers, and it is ratified by a government or a research um, industry talaga na mga practitioners. So, hindi pwede natin i-claim na number one ang atong product, no, without evidence. So that would be all, and I hope you have learned a lot from our discussions. No, marami pa akong pwedeng ikwento sana, pero kagakoy man magambal. And I hope you have learned. And for our for question and answers, no, please comment into the YouTube link, to the video link that I will be providing, so that I could answer it to the next face-to-face meeting natin. And hopefully, no, we will be graced by our administrators to have face-to-face gihapon nga meeting kay uh, we are in the times of uncertainties ngayon with the growing skyrocket na fuels. Yun. And thank you so much for listening and watching the video. See you around in the campus and hope that everyone will be fine with this scorching heat, with the summer heat. So, see you and goodbye, localistas.